Hello, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Taxes Tuesday. I am Nafisa Manira, your tax attorney who rescues businesses and individuals with tax debt and trains the next generation of tax attorneys and CPAs. Welcome. I'm so glad you decided today to join me. And guess what? We have a fabulous topic that I want to talk about and dive into today. Today, what we're going to talk about is why tax representation is the most overlooked, high paying specialty in the legal profession. So let's talk about it. We're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most high paying, most impactful, and overlooked specialties in the legal profession. We're going to talk about it today, right? First of all, let's dive into the numbers. Now, if you're in family law, criminal defense, estate planning, you're making anywhere from $70,000, depending if you're an entry-level attorney, all the way up to maybe $140,000 generally, depending on where you live. If you live in a larger city, of course, it's going to be a little bit more. But guess what? Have you looked at the numbers for tax attorneys? Because tax attorneys, right, are making anywhere from 140, 150, 200, $300,000 or more, right? Again, depending on your location, depending on where you are, and they're doing it without burnout. Yes, we're doing it without all the burnout. Okay. And these fees are tied to retainers, not billable hours. Because I know you hate those billable hours. Well, whether you are a tax attorney or a CPA or even an EA, those billable hours, that's one thing that really got on my nerves when working with the firm is those billable hours. With tax representation, you don't have to worry about that. And according to um, publications such as Big Law Investor, you got Forbes, you got the Journal Attorney, you got the Colleges of Legal Education, and others. Tax law and tax attorneys consistently, year after year, rank among the highest paid specialties. Consistently. Look it up for yourself. Do your own research. And yet, it is still one of the most underutilized paths for attorneys and CPAs and EAs. Why? Well, because it's one of the most misunderstood. Most people, when they think about tax, they always think about tax representation and getting their tax returns done. That's what they usually think about. Or if they think about tax law, they're thinking about it involves a lot of math. They have to do a lot of crunching of numbers. But in fact, tax representation in tax law really involves legal strategy way more than it involves numbers. It involves legal strategy. And so, what we're doing, we're standing in the gap. When your client's financial future is on the line, tax attorneys are the ones who come to the rescue with their negotiation skills, with their advocacy skills. Yes, this is the way that tax representation and specifically tax attorneys and CPAs who specialize in tax representation, how they come to the rescue. Now, let's look at why it's overlooked. And yes, I am looking at my notes because I got to make sure that I'm giving you everything that I plan to give you. Well, again, most attorneys usually think, oh, well, that's what CPAs do. That's what enrolled agents do. But no, not really. The majority of CPAs do not practice tax representation work. And again, a lot of this has to do with a lot of the strategy and negotiation skills. It's a different skill set that's involved when you talk about tax representation, negotiation skills, tax planning, strategy. Those are different skills than computational skills or accounting skills. So most CPAs do not even practice in this particular area. Okay. And most law schools do not even teach or do not even offer a course in IRS representation, tax representation, IRS process and procedures. They don't even offer it. And those that do offer very few course offerings. And I will tell you this because I also have a master's in tax. Even in my graduate program, we did we took IRS process and procedures, but that was only one class. We did not dive into the whole area of tax representation, audit defense, offers and compromise, IRS collections. We did not dive into or even touch on this particular area. So it is an area that is often overlooked, not only by attorneys, but also by law schools and by graduate tax programs and even LLM programs in tax as well. This is why it's often overlooked. But you have to understand tax representation, it's not about tax preparation, it's about IRS defense. And this is tax debt representation. This is offer and compromise. This is installment agreements. This is audit defense. This is penalty abatements. High stakes, high impact work that pays incredibly well considering your input into it, right? And you're not going to burn out unless you just choose to in order to make the same amount of money. Now, let me paint a picture for you so you can kind of really see what I'm talking about, okay? Now, you might have an offer and compromise case, right? And I know you may not know all the different terminology, but basically, an offer and compromise is just saying that you want to put forth a case to either eliminate your client's tax debt or severely reduce your client's tax debt. So, just your basic offer and compromise case is going to run you anywhere from $5,000 on up to $15,000. You're being able to charge your client just for being able to have an offer and compromise case and more depending on what all is going on. Okay, particularly if you are representing a business and employment taxes are involved, it could be even more. Or a combination of audit defense, penalty abatement, and installment agreement planning could easily bring you in $8,000 to $10,000 per client. And that's just one client. Imagine having 2 and 3 clients, right? You can see how it adds up quickly and it doesn't take a lot. You're not going to have a whole lot of billable hours to be able to make this kind of money. And keep in mind, that does not even include tax debt work. Because many of your clients who have federal tax problems also have state tax problems, right? So you will be able to charge an additional fee. Not only will you be able to help them resolve their federal tax issues, but you will also be able to help them resolve their state tax issues and collect retainers and fees for both, right? So we're talking about something that can significantly ramp up. And keep in mind that the IRS is ramping up their enforcement, especially when it comes to high income earners, complex partnerships, and now the whole cryptocurrency is going to be on the radar even more going forward. right? So this is a significant amount of demand that's going to be out there where the IRS is sending out millions and millions of notices to taxpayers, and you have over 18 million taxpayers who owe the IRS, and they need representation. Now, let me ask you something. Are you tired of chasing clients? Especially over delivering, right? Still feeling behind, still feeling stuck, and at the same time burned out? Well, tax representation is something that can flip the script for you, right? Where your clients need you, right? We're operating kind of like an emergency room at a hospital. When patients come to the emergency room, they need help right then and there. When clients come to you, they need help right then and there because they have received some type of notice or some type of contact from the IRS and they owe the IRS. They need help. So when they come to you, they need help. You're not fighting for attention. You are providing relief, you're providing expertise, you're providing strategy, and you're providing a peace of mind and resolution for your client. And the best part about it is you can build a career on tax representation. You can build a boutique firm. So you might not be one who wants to go into a solo practice or who wants to build a boutique firm. That's fine. You can still have tax representation as a specialty and work within firms to provide this service for your clients, right? So this allows you to build a firm or build a career that's focused on your values of purpose, flexibility, freedom, and high income without sacrificing your integrity or getting burned out. So if any of this resonates with you, DM me, Rep Ready, and I'll send you my free tax representation starter kit. I've used the same starter kit to help other professionals just like you be able to step confidently into the specialty of tax representation and be able to begin their journey of moving from a generalist, which most of you are, to a specialty tax representation, one of the highest paid legal specialties and one of the highest paid specialties also in terms of being a CPA. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Make sure you like and subscribe my channel so you can get notified that every week when we drop a new episode of Let's Talk Taxes Tuesday. And if you need more information, you can also contact me and look on my website, taxroadmapusa.com, for more information. Till next time, have a prosperous week. Bye.